Alright, my name's Gabe Donoso. This is my stand-up routine. Yeah, sorry. Kind of new to this, so, I guess I'm just going to start off with one of those cheesy openers. What's up with Subway these days, I remember the good old days back with Jared, not that he's a good person or anything, but I think those were like the glory days of Subway. They used to be packing those sandwiches fat for those freaking $5 footlongs. Those were the good days, I went there like a couple weeks ago. I hadn't been there a while. I went to go get a turkey sandwich, and this lady puts like one slice of turkey on the bread. She closes that, and it's like a tiny little sandwich. I'm like, hey lady, like, you only put one piece of meat on the bread. Like, what the heck? She's like, oh no, we fold it. I'm like, what? You fold it? That doesn't mean that there's more freaking meat on the bread. What the hell? I was mad. I'm never going back to Subway again. I'm done with that place. But I guess she was just doing her job. We all gotta do jobs. We all gotta work. Everybody's gotta work, man. You gotta start somewhere. I remember my first job. I was maybe like 15 years old. Me and my friends were soccer referees. We were freaking probably the worst referees in the world. We were dumbass kids. I don't know who the heck certified us to be freaking in charge of these games. I remember me and my friend were refereeing like the championship for kids 10 years old and under, whatever. These little kids, there was like, the sidelines were packed. Their freaking parents were like screaming, and it was intense, and we were just like refereeing this game, and it was tied up. It was like 1-1 or something like that, like in the ending parts of the game, like, it's looking like it was about to be a tie, and one of the kids fouls another kid, and my friend comes over, blows the whistle, to stop it, but some of these kids don't even hear the whistle, and they just keep on going, keep on playing, and they dribble it down and kick a goal. And I'm looking at my friend like, what the fuck, man? Like, what the fuck are you about to do right now? You fucked up. And he just goes over, gets the ball, and starts bringing it back to the freaking halfway line to call it a goal. He doesn't know what the hell he's doing either. And the parents on the sideline are yelling. They're like, what the fuck, man? You just fucking blew the whistle. You're supposed to stop the game. That wasn't a fucking goal. And this dude looks at them, and he's just like, sorry. Like, what the fuck, man? This referee just said sorry. That's like the one word as a referee you don't ever say. You never, like, admit you messed up, really. But, yeah, I don't know. We were horrible referees. I don't know who the hell let us do that. We were dumbass kids. But, yeah, we used to do dumb stuff back then. We were, actually, you guys ever go toilet papering? We were professional teepeers. We used to put our money together and get, like, multiple 24-packs and, wait until my parents went to bed and stuff. And we would just, at, like, 2 in the morning, we would just sneak out every weekend and just freaking destroy these houses. We would cover them in toilet paper. We'd fucking leave them looking like it just snowed on one house. Like, what the hell? And yeah, we were so into that. We would do that so often. I remember one time we even TP'd a house in the broad daylight. We we didn't even check if they were home. We didn't even care. We just went in, freaking threw our rolls in the trees a couple times. We probably went through at least 4 rolls, and we were out. We were in and out like 5 minutes. We were like the professional fucking NASCAR pit team or something. We were just on our game. We were young, in shape, and we were fucking TPing fucking professionals. Little kids at like fucking, probably like 14 years old or something like that. I don't even know. But yeah, we were dumb. And but those were the sober days. Those were the sober days before we started getting into any substances and whatever. But yeah, things changed when we started drinking. It was just too much fun, Once you start, you never really look back. But yeah, I remember one of the first times we were drinking, we went over to my friend's friend house, and this girl, her parents were gone, so like a group of 5 of us were drinking and stuff, getting drunk. I'd never really been drunk before. And so yeah, we're just chilling, drinking and stuff. And after like, I don't know, 20 minutes or so, we're looking around like, and we can't find our friend. We like, what the heck? Where's this fool? We turn around, this guy's in the freaking parents' liquor cabinet. He's got a giant ass bottle of gin, and he's just like chugging this shit like he just finished a marathon or something. And we're like, what the fuck? Like, we had to run over there and be like, dude, like, what the fuck? Like, stop! Like, put that down. Stop doing that. And this dude had already chugged hella gin, dude. And like 5 minutes in, this dude is retarded drunk. He can't even speak English. He can't even make sense anymore. And like the whole night turned into about him taking care of this fool. Like, we had to keep him in the bathroom and stuff. He took his pants off. We saw his dick and shit. And like, for real, fucking, we go, like, the day passes. My other friend throws up on the floor. He wasn't even that drunk, fucking pussy, but fucking, yeah, we go check on him the next morning in the bathroom. This fool was sleeping in the bathtub, and he fucking shit himself in the bathtub. Like, I guess that's a good place to do it. But yeah, I'd never really seen anybody get that drunk. Like, even to this day, not really. So yeah, that shit was crazy. But, you know, as we grew up, we continued doing dumb shit. I remember one of the dumbest things we used to do was we used to go drunk backyard hopping. Like, just jumping fences into people's backyards at night. Not even to steal stuff or anything, but just to explore their backyards. Like, just to see if there was cool shit. It's like, just to fucking look around and be curious. Like, one freaking house even had like chickens. We were feeding them Pringles and shit in the middle of the night. But I remember one time we kind of like pushed our luck and went into these rich people's backyards. It was like a nice house, and it was pitch black. And we start like going through the backyard and stuff, like looking around. We can't even see anything. I don't know what the hell we were doing. And then all of a sudden we hear a growling, like a mean ass beast growl, and like instantly we just turn around and freaking sprint out of there. We just fucking run for that fence. I've never jumped a fence so freaking fast. I literally jumped over giant ass fence with one jump. Just like whoosh. And yeah, we just like sprinted down the street like 100-meter dash, and we obviously never did that again. So, you know, that was super retarded. But you know, I wasn't an alcoholic or anything, but yeah, I did some dumb stuff. I did other stuff though. You know, I actually played football in high school. You know, I've actually been playing football since I was in like middle school even, but my junior year didn't play because you know, I didn't like the coach or whatever, and to be honest, I was probably just a pussy. But I remember it was like a junior senior war. It was the homecoming game, and there was like a plan for the juniors. We were gonna vandalize the seniors who were playing in the game, their cars, because they couldn't defend it. We were gonna like do some bad stuff to it. And I remember I was actually like we were supposed to do that at halftime of the game, but I remember like maybe like end of the first quarter, I had gone to my friend's house who lives near the you know, the field near the school, and we were just smoking weed and freaking listening to music, and we were just chilling, and you know, just kept chilling, and time just passed, and I was totally forgot about the whole thing. I was so high. Turns out my friend was there, and like a couple juniors, they were like vandalizing their cars and shit, and like putting saran wrap and ketchup and all this shit. Like, I'd never done that type of stuff. And it turns out that there was a senior there spying on the juniors doing this, and this guy wrote a list of all the people that did it. And it was like one of my good friends was there, and and we met up after, and the seniors had already issued like a video like saying like, oh, this dude's freaking dead if we see him, he's dead on sight. And my friend was like freaking out, like hiding under cars in the middle of the street, parked cars. And so I would say, like, that's one of the only times I've ever seen that smoking weed was actually the right decision. So that's pretty funny. I mean, that's what I think is pretty funny, that my parents would be proud of me smoking weed in that decision versus the alternative. There's probably many alternatives, but yeah. But I went back my senior year and played football. Couldn't leave like that. And we had this one coach named Coach Jackson. I remember he was kind of a freaking gangster. I hella liked him. He was cool. I remember at practice he was like, had a big ass lip in his mouth chewing on something. And I'm like, hey, what's that? And this fool was like, oh, you want some? Like, meet me after practice. I got you. And my dumb ass was like, all right, like, yeah. And so I go meet him. This dude gives me a big ass lip of chewing tobacco. My fucking whole bottom lip is like filled up. I never done this shit before. And I'm driving home and I'm fucking woozy, dude. I'm like spinning and shit. I'm like, whoa, this shit is fucking me up. And and a little bit of it like drips down my throat. I was trying really hard not to let it drip down my throat because everyone tells me that. But a fucking little bit dripped down my throat. And like a minute or so later, I felt sick as shit and I had to pull over. I had to throw up. I went to go grab the door and I freaking broke the door handle. I yanked it so hard. Had to roll down the window and like stick my head out the window. I freaking yacked hella hard. And yeah, then I went home and I was still feeling hella shitty. I just told my mom I was sick. And my mom, sweet lady that she is, she just cooked me a fucking pot of soup. Good ass soup, and I didn't even have to go to school the next day. So, yeah, I mean, that was pretty funny. My senior year, like, played football, but I was a big stoner that year. That was my big, like, pot smoking year. And, I remember one time I came to school one morning, first period, like, time to pull out your notebook and shit, start taking notes. I opened my backpack. And I didn't even bring my school backpack. I brought my drugs backpack. All I had was some weed, a lighter, and a freaking bong and shit. I didn't even have a pencil or a piece of paper or anything. So, I was shocked. I had to ask my friend for a single piece of paper and a little freaking wooden pencil. Like, I'm fucking, I don't know, like fucking hella poor or something. I mean, what else can I say? Ended up fucking selling some weed to a girl at lunch, and met her in the back by the tennis courts, and there was actually a group of kids that smoke weed every lunch. I was like, damn, you guys smoke weed every lunch? Like, that's pretty dope, actually. And but yeah, I was hella high when I came back after lunch, and fuck, I was just trying to play it cool. I sat in the front row and stuff. That was a trip. I only did that one time. That was an accident. But yeah, after high school, I went to community college and stuff, and good times there. I remember one time went camping near Yosemite. It's called like Dinky Creek, and we were drinking at this lake, just getting drunk, and I see a floating dock in the distance, and I'm like, hey, like, to my friends, like, hey, you think I could swim to that, huh? I could probably do that. And they look at it and they're like, yeah, I mean, you could probably do it. It's, it's kind of far, but probably. And I'm like, fuck yeah, I can do that. And I fucking just go run into the water, and I just fucking start sprint swimming as hard as I can. And first thing to know is I'm a horrible swimmer. I can only barely doggy paddle. But, when I'm drunk, I didn't even think about shit. So I'm swimming to this fucking floating dock, and I'm starting to get tired, actually, after a little bit. I look up, I'm maybe 60% there. I'm still got a long way, 40% to go, and I'm tired. And thank God I had the intelligence to fucking think, like, damn, if I can't make it this 40%, I'm gonna die. So I turned back, and I can't even float because I'm breathing so heavy. I try to fucking, I try to float and stuff, and I don't know what to do. I start panicking. I have to call for help. I'm like, help, help. And this guy is like, my friend on the shore. He's like, hey, don't call for help unless you need it. I'm like, help, like for real, come get me. And thank God my friend was like, he's like a water polo player, so this guy's a strong swimmer. This dude starts like running into the water, pulls his pants off, and this dude's already got a Speedo. Like, this fool is wearing a Speedo like every day just to fucking school and shit in a Speedo. Like, damn. Like, thank God that guy was the person that was there. And this fool comes and gets my frail ass and fucking brings me back and fucking saves my life. So, you know, I fucking owe that guy. So, I mean, yeah, what more can I say? And yeah, I spent 4 years in community college like a fucking loser. But eventually I got out, went to, university. And, but when you go to college, you kind of, you're in your mid-20s or so, you get a little more mature and whatnot. You start experimenting with some more stuff. Yeah, I remember one time we got into, I tried acid for the first time. And, yeah, we were at the park, or we were at the school, and it started hitting, and it was just freaking intense, man. We had to get the fuck out of there. We had to go home to get some comfort, We went home, and we were, like, just chilling and watching The Office, freaking, like, 3 seasons straight. I didn't even like The Office, but we watched it. And then I remember I had a beer in my house, and I was like, dang, like, fucking, I'd really want that beer right now just to, comfort me, but I don't want to fucking have any contact with any sober people. Like, that's the thing. Like, it's just too much to talk to sober people. Like, we went on his porch and we were looking, we had a view of a pool, community pool. And there was like a bunch of kids over there and like they're partying and whatnot. And normally we would go over there, but we're hella high on acid. Like, that's the last thing we want to do is hang out, try to act sober and vibe with these people. We're on different vibe lengths. And my freaking friend is over there and he just looks at these people in the pool and he's just like, look at those auras over there, probing. I'm fucking laughing. I'll never forget that. This fool said probing. Fuck, that was hella funny. But yeah, so I set off to my house. I'm going sneaky ninja, like SEAL team, fucking trying to avoid everybody. And fucking I go up to my house. I'm just gonna get the beer real quick and just dip. Fucking, I think it's in my room. I had a mini fridge at the time, so I'm just gonna get that beer and just dip and not talk to nobody. I walk into my door. First, I walk right into a freaking party, like a work party. My friend's having all of his coworkers over. There's like 20 people in my house. Right when I walk in the door, like, all 20 people, like, freaking turn their heads to look at me like fucking some birds or something. And fucking my housemate is like, oh, that's our housemate, Gabe. Like, come over here, Gabe. Like, come meet everybody. Like, that was the last fucking thing I wanted to do. And I didn't even know what to say. I just stood there for a second. Everyone was looking at me. I'm like, honestly, I'm fucking hella high on some acid. I'm tripping balls. I'm just going to my room, man. And I had nothing else to say. I just fucking go to my room, get my beer, and I fucking dip out of the fucking room. And, yeah, so, yeah, that was a trip. Looking back, that was pretty funny, I think. But, yeah, college, man. I remember, last story I tell is I remember, New Year's, I think 2018, we were, I was drinking with some old high school friends. Pre-gaming, we went out to some club, and yeah, we kept drinking when we got there. I was pretty drunk, and I actually meet a girl somehow. Like, I don't even really do that. I don't even really pull girls or anything, but apparently, I guess someone caught interest or something, and I got this girl, got my midnight kiss. We were fucked up, and I was just making out with her for hella long, and like, after 2 hours, it was like 2 a.m, and I guess we just made up for 2 hours straight, and finally, I fucking get some the thought in my head, like, all right, like, what's the next step? How am I getting home and shit? Fucking pull out my phone. It's so dead, it won't even turn the Apple logo on. Fucking, it's just black. I look around for my friends. Everyone is gone. I can't find a single one. And they all just fucking ditched me. Like, so I'm at this club. I'm drunk as shit. My phone's dead. It's 2 a.m. And my friends ditched me. And I'm with this girl that I just met. So, honestly, I didn't really know what to do. We just fucking go down. My first thought is to go to a fucking hotel. So, we're fucking walking down. I'm trying to get a cheap hotel, like maybe a motel or whatever. You know, first hotel I see, fucking go in there. Turns out to be like the fucking Ritz-Carlton Sheraton, fucking some shit like that. A 5-star, hella fancy place. I didn't even want that, but fuck it. I wasn't gonna keep searching. So, walk up. My drunk ass walks through this fucking bright ass light with this girl. Go to the fucking dude at the desk. I'm just like, how much for your cheapest room? And this guy's just like, types on his computer and shit. And he's like, oh, it's gonna be $170. And I'm like, what? Like, I'm thinking, damn. I just, like, I look at this girl, and I'm like, alright. I pull out my credit card. I fucking swipe that. I didn't even give a shit. So, fucking go to this room with this girl, and, you know, at this point, I feel like I'm kind of entitled to some sex. I mean, fuck, that's a fucking really messed up thing to say, especially nowadays, but... you know, she could have left, and, you know, I'm never entitled. No one's ever entitled, but you know what I mean. So, anyways, I'm putting this condom on, but I'm so drunk, I can't even stay hard and shit, so I'm fucking pissed. I fucking throw my condom across the room, and fucking, yeah, bro, I didn't even have intercourse. And the worst part is, the next morning or the next day when I fucking got the bill, they charged me extra $50 cleanup fee for the condom, I assume. So I ended up paying like $230 or whatever, and I didn't even get laid. So, yeah, man, that's my stand-up. So, thank you.